everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna Stitches. Today is Tuesday, December 6th, and, well, I'm not posting this on Tuesday, so I don't know why I just said this. Probably won't go up till Thursday, December 8th, I think that is. But this is going to be my Annie Crochet Club kit review. Had to think about it for a second there. And actually, this will be kit 3 and 4 combined together. I got kit 3 probably almost 2 months ago at this point because I've had kit 4 for a couple weeks too. And I made a video on kit 3 when I finished it, just like I did with kit 1 and kit 2. And I don't know what was up that day or if it's just the kit itself, but the whole video from like start to finish was just really negative. I am not happy with this blanket, and I'll kind of explain it more when I get into it, but when I made the kit 3 review, it's like everything I had to say was really negative, and I just didn't want to post it. And I was going to refilm it, and I just never got around to it. So I haven't started kit 4 yet, so I'll show you what I finished with kit 3. I'll show you what came with kit 4, and then once I finish it, I'll show you that too. So it's all going to be in this one video. And for kit 3, what it was, and God, I don't even remember at this point. Okay. Was this like spice color right here that goes around the square, and then all of this on the outside was what kit 3 was. And if I remember correctly, and it actually does tell you in the notes, it came with 2 skeins of the cream color, which I had half a skein left over from the previous kit, and this is all that's left, so it used quite a bit of cream. It came with 1 skein of cerulean, which I didn't even use this at all. There's actually a little bit left here from the previous skein I got from kit 1, I believe, and I just dropped that. Got it. So I haven't even touched this one yet. It came with 1 skein of indigo, which I did use some of this, probably not much, but I finished off the remaining I had from kit 1 and started a little bit on that one. And then it came with 1 skein of the spice color, and all I used the spice for was this round right here. So that is what's left of that. So a good bit left still. And this is what it is looking like. So, as you can tell, I think it's not really as noticeable on camera as it is in person, but you can tell. How am I supposed to point to it with it in my hand? I don't know, right around in here. When I hold it up, it kind of curves in. I figured once the blanket gets bigger, that part would fix itself, but it hasn't. I don't know if that's why I dislike this so much or what's going on with it, but I like working on it. It's not that at all. It's not the yarn. The yarn is great. It's just looking at it now compared to seeing it in other videos or pictures. I just don't find it pretty. And I'm not really sure why, because again, like I've looked at this pattern for, God, probably the whole time I've been crocheting. I've seen it pop up here and there. Actually, right around when I learned to crochet, one of the girls I worked with was working on an Andy's kit. It wasn't this one, but she had pointed me in that direction to get a kit to kind of learn to crochet. And I saw it back then, and I've just always really loved the look of this, and I've always wanted to get it, and I finally bit the bullet and got it, and I'm just not loving it at all. It's just not pretty in person. And this part right here curving in like that really drives me crazy. Again, I'm hoping like once it gets bigger and the sides can start weighting the center down a little bit, maybe it won't be as bad. But I have noticed too, with a lot of the different stitches and techniques used, some of them make it really, really tight and some of them make it loose. Like both this blue row right here that was part of kit 2 and the spice row are extremely tight stitches, and it's making everything bow in, where like this part is extremely stretchy. So I think that's causing a lot of the issues too. It's just these stitches, the way I do them, are extremely, extremely tight, and it's causing everything to curl because everything else is super loose. I also don't really care for the fact that it's so many different pieces. And to me, that's kind of unnecessary. As much as it's fun to make it in separate pieces and put them together, I hate sewing things together. So, like, why couldn't all of this around the outside be done around the outside? Why were these 4 done in 4 separate sections, and then the squares were done separate and sewn on together? If that makes any sense. Like, I probably would have somehow figured out how to do it all in one rather than having to sew things together. And again, something that I don't like about it, I just don't like how my squares looked sewed on. And at this point, I'm not taking them off. But there it is through kit 3. I even went on to Annie's and I was going to completely cancel it and just, I don't know, get rid of this and do something else with the yarn. And like, if I put my email in, I can pull up my kit and I can pull up like the patterns, because you can get them offline if you don't have the little booklet. But to manage your account, it says to sign in. And when I try to sign in, it says no account exists with my name or my email address. So I don't really know what's going on with that. And at this point, I'm already on kit 4. I'm just kind of stick with it. If I'm not happy when I'm done with it, I guess I'm just not happy when I'm done with it. What did I do with kit number 4? Ah, there it is. So kit number 4, I did take it out of the mailer, but I haven't actually opened it. Maybe I did, because it looks open, but I don't remember. Again, I've had it for probably 2 weeks now. So kit 5 will be coming relatively soon. But with kit 4, we received 5 skeins just like normal. Looks like this one is not a new color. I thought it was for a second. But we got 1 skein of Mediterranean. So there's that, and I still have quite a bit left over from one of the previous kits. We got 1 skein of Spice. So that is the same colorway from kit 3. So I have quite a bit left over for that too. We got 1 skein of Aquamarine. It's one of my favorite colors in these kits, and I do have quite a bit left over from a previous one. And then 2 skeins of the cream. So, and I showed earlier that I have not a lot left over from the previous, so that one seems a little bit more accurate than the rest. And I don't know why that bothers me, and it really shouldn't, but the fact that there is so much yarn left over after you're done with the kit bugs me. I don't know why, because, you know, you're paying for the kit. If it's left over, when I'm done with it, I'll have all this yarn to do whatever I want with, but for some reason it really bothers me that you get so much more yarn than you need. And again, I can't explain why. Maybe it's just because I'm just not feeling this project, and when I feel like that about some things, I just can't see the positive in things. Is anybody else like that? Like, I'm not trying to be negative about it, and like anybody else would probably feel like, oh yeah, we get all this extra yarn to do whatever we want with, and I'm like, why can't you make it more accurate to what we're actually going to need? But again, probably why I deleted the first video I made, because I just don't like being negative, but I don't like this project. So kit 4 looks like it is going to be this, I think that's the Mediterranean color that goes all around the outside of the square, and then that square to start the corner squares, which you make 4 of those, because you can see there's one there, 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 and there. So I will be completed with the centerpiece after I start kit 4, and I'll be working on 4 of the corner pieces. I'm interested to see if you put those on now or if you wait till you're done with all of them. I haven't actually opened this up to look at it. But I am excited about this part, at least working on these squares, because that one looks really cool. So I'm excited to actually work on them, and maybe once they're on, I'll feel better about it. And maybe they'll help that center not look so bad. But there it is. So that is everything I have for my Annies for right now. For you guys, it's only going to be a few seconds. For me, I don't know how long this is going to take. I did say I'd have this video up on Thursday, so I guess I have to get it done between now and Thursday. So I will go ahead and work on part 4 and add it into the video right here. Okay, so it is now Thursday, December 8th. I actually finished the section that I planned on finishing today, and I'll show it off. It's very weird making a video to go with another video a couple days after you made the first video. I almost wanted to do my whole intro, and it feels really weird not doing it, but you gotta remember, this goes to the other video. So with section 4, oh, let me pull my pattern kit out really quick. It is, can't really see it on these pictures well at all, but there is a line that goes around the square that is in the color Mediterranean, and then there's a line that goes around it that's cream, and then you had to make 4 of these squares right here. And I think I already explained this in the first part of the video, but that was 2 days ago, so I can barely remember. So I had to make 4 of these. One goes there, 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 and there, so in each corner. And here's what the blanket looks like. So as you can see, hopefully, my center is not as bad as it was before. It's still not perfect, but it's definitely not bowing in or curving in like it was. It's looking better. I still don't like it. And I now think I have confirmed it definitely is the center. And I'm sorry, I keep hitting the cord to my ring light and it keeps moving the tripod. But I think I have confirmed that it is because of the center of the blanket that I'm having the dislike for it, because I actually really enjoyed working on every part of kit number 4. And I am liking the look of the border and the outside of the blanket. The center is still killing me. But if I hold it the right way and I kind of pull on it first before I hold it up, you can't even tell. So it's getting there. And I think once everything is on it and it's weighted more, that center will be okay. I'm hoping. But I really, this stitch, that's not what I was going to say, but this row right here was a lot of fun to make. They're just bobble stitches, but I enjoyed it. And then the cream was just single crochets all the way around, I think. So that is what went on the blanket itself. And then you have to make all 4 squares, and I'm assuming, I don't know yet because it doesn't explain it in the directions, and I don't have kit 5 yet, but I would assume you would make all of these squares first before you connect them to the square for the center. Because it doesn't say anything about attaching them, and they're for the 4 corners, so I don't know how you would attach them right now anyways. So I'm assuming once all the squares are done, they'll get sewed on. But here is the finished product. I almost said project, which I guess it is a project in itself, but these were so much fun to make. They all kind of look a little bit different. I firmly believe I messed up on every single one of them at least once. This one I think came out the best. But every single one I worked on, my stitch count at some point during the square was off, but they all came out okay. They're all the same size, and that's all that really matters. But these were a lot of fun to make. Yeah, like right there, I don't know what I was even doing. The way you make these, you start with the sand, I think it was called peach sand in the center, and then you alternate between the spice and the cream to make this pattern. And then this is kind of a mosaic thing that you do on the outside, so there are some Drop down double crochets, they aren't explained that way in the pattern. It just says to make a double crochet 2 rows below, but if you're familiar with mosaic crochet, we generally call that a drop down double crochet, and a lot of single crochets in the back loop only, which is a lot of mosaic crochet too. So I absolutely, ooh, sorry, my son's still awake and he's loud. Loved making these. I flew right through it. It was so much fun. All 4 of them. I did notice on the 4th one, I was like, okay, I'm ready to be done with this. But they were just so much fun. And I love the colors of them all. So, based on the beginning of the video to how I'm feeling now, I think my faith in this kit has been restored. We'll see as I continue. But I really did enjoy that. And they came out beautifully. And I can't wait to actually put them on the blanket. So I think everything that I was having feelings about in the beginning of the video might have been corrected. We'll see. And then as far as the yarn that I used goes, if you watched, well, obviously you watched the beginning of the video. I hope. Again, I keep forgetting I made 2 separate videos. But the kit came with 2 cream, a spice. I gotta look now. I don't even remember. Yes. And an aquamarine. And I know I did use a full cream. And I used, oh, it came with a Mediterranean too. So it came with 2 creams, a Mediterranean, an aquamarine, and a spice. I did finish up like a skein and a half of cream, and actually went into the last one. I didn't use much of this one at all. It was the last 2 rounds of the last square. So this one and this one is all that came out of this. So I have quite a bit of cream left, but it does use a lot of cream, so it makes sense that, you know, I'm flying through these. As far as Mediterranean goes, I did finish up the previous skein I got from another kit and went into the ball that came with this kit. Again, not much used out of this at all. I think, again, it was on the very last square that I had to get into that one. So that's got quite a bit remaining. So that was cream and Mediterranean. As far as aquamarine and spice, I didn't even use them. I still have this much aquamarine left from previous kits. And there was actually quite a bit in the squares. I mean, I guess it's not too much, but I feel like I finished an aquamarine and started that one that I just showed, but I don't have a ball band for it. And it's pretty sad that I did all this between yesterday and today and I can't even remember. No, I did not. So this was from a previous kit and there's still some left there. So I didn't even touch the aquamarine colorway out of this kit at all. And same goes with spice. Which, again, I feel like I used another spice and had to tie this on at some point with the squares, but I don't have another label for it, so I don't think I did. So, there's this much remaining still from a previous kit, and I haven't even taken it out of the bag yet. So, again, I mean, probably not something most people would complain about, having a bunch of leftover yarn left, and there is still Maverick. 6 more kits to go, and I have noticed like these use this peach sand color. They didn't even send a peach sand because I had so much left over from a previous one. So maybe they'll do that with the rest, and maybe at the end of it I won't have too much left. But I do think it's kind of strange that they don't ration it out better. Like, I didn't even touch the aquamarine or the spice. It just kind of seems like for the cost of it, and again, I might change this at the end depending on what I have left over, you could probably bring the cost of the kits down if you aren't sending so much yarn that is not being used. So this is everything I have right now from all 4 kits. And I know you can't really see in there too much, but there's the cream left over. I barely used any of this at all. It was only used in kit 2, I think. That cerulean, I still have a full ball plus some left over. Same with the aquamarine, same with the spice, full ball plus some left over. And I just think that maybe they could do a little bit of a better job. Stop it.
Stop it.
Ow. Come here. Okay, I'm not editing this at all, but this guy just came up and bit my foot. So this is Link. I forgot they were out of their cage. And only because I was, you know, kicking my foot towards him because he was tickling me. Did he bite me? He's not vicious at all. He's a little baby. Huh. Hi, buddy. And now my face will probably swell up for the rest of the night because I'm allergic to them, but I love them so much. Huh. So, I know that's a weird complaint to have, and I know most people are like, I'm paying for the kit, I got all this extra yarn that I can do whatever I want with, that's great. And, you know, it really isn't that big of a deal, but it just feels like they could do a better job with that part of it. But I am really happy with how kit number 4 turned out, and again, I'm really excited to get the squares on the blanket and continue on to kit 5. So I'm glad that it changed, because like I said in the beginning of the video, I was even trying to cancel it and I couldn't find my account to do so. So I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad that I'm going to continue on with it because it was fun. So that's all I got for you guys today. Sorry I didn't post a video yesterday. I just honestly, well, I got stuck at work for like an hour and a half after I was supposed to clock out, and by the time I did clock out, I was just beat. So I didn't make a what you're working on Wednesday or Wednesday works, whatever I call it. But I got this for you. And I don't know what else I'll have for the rest of the week except for my weekly progress on Sunday, but I'm sure I'll have something. I am going to Hobby Lobby on Saturday. I got to get some yarn for a project a friend of mine wants. And you know, it's really crazy, and I'm sure we all have this problem. Quiet. Where we have all this yarn and never have the colors that we need. She's like, do you have any mint green and baby pink? No, I don't. Which is surprising too, because green is my favorite color, so I don't know why I don't, but we're gonna head out to Hobby Lobby on Saturday so I can grab that. So I might do a little bit of a haul video depending on what I actually buy. So that might be coming up, and I keep forgetting to mention I did create a Facebook group. I would really love if you use Facebook, for you to come and join. I, for one, am enjoying posting stuff in there, and you just get to see what we work on throughout the week. So I'll get that posted in the description box down below. And I'm sorry for all the background noise, so I'm gonna go because, you know, they're being crazy and loud. So I will talk to you all later. Bye.